real quick before we get into the episode, had something come across the timeline after we got done recording last night. But a little bit later on, we're in the episode, we're going to talk about Faulkner beating Alabama State. Obviously, huge when NAI beats a D1, but that was not the only one that happened this week. So yesterday, Texas College beat Grambling State in game one of their doubleheader, 8-1. The Steelers scored 7 in the fourth inning. Alexa Garcia had 3 RBIs. Sydney Palomo a solo shot. Zoe Backstrom, 3 for 4 as well. And then in the circle, going 7 innings and only allowing 1 run on 9 hits. Madeline Martinez, she also struck out 7, walked 3. So yeah, shout out Texas College, great win. 2 NAI programs beating D1s this week. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Faulkner later on, but hey, congratulations, awesome stuff. Texas College Lady Steers. Hey, y'all keep it up. And now, yeah, rest of the episode. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into another episode of NAISB. It's Reagan Harrell. That's Carly Fitzer. We have a great episode lined up for y'all. First off, oh, y'all have been so phenomenal. Liking and subscribing to the YouTube and viewing the YouTube. We're starting to kind of stack up against other podcasts from all other genres and all that. And that is because of y'all, not because of us. It's y'all watching, it's y'all putting those numbers up. It's really exciting stuff. We're looking to continue to grow. We want to we want the whole thing. What's the hashtag? Grow the game. Y'all know it. Come on, and we ain't gonna stop. We got a long way to go. But Carly, we have a great episode. Little midweek recap. On a very busy midweek.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, very busy midweek. And look, there's not like a ton of games. We have an okay weekend of NAI softball coming up. This is the best weekend we've had so far, no doubt. We got number 5 Oklahoma City against number 2 USAO. We have number 8 Southern Oregon, number 6 Oregon Tech in a World Series final rematch from last year. And then another big one, number 11 William Jessup against number 7 Hope International. Good one down in my neck of the woods as well. A lot of good ones. We got a few we have highlighted like those. Then got a lot to talk about midweek. Carly, so last couple of weeks, as you all know, I have been going to Space Coast again. I'll throw more flowers that way. Great complex, great stuff. Victor, Bill, phenomenal tournament. So this week only got to watch a few other games, a few games between today, Wednesday, and yesterday, Tuesday. But a couple teams stood out to me: Indiana Tech and Montreat. I want to start Indiana Tech because when I get going on Montreat, I'm gonna get going on them here in a minute. But one other team, Mid America, Nazarene, got to see them. They are that pitch. She's got staff. She has got an excellent staff. Got to see them a little bit. If they can start pushing some runs across, they're going to be a really strong team. But Indiana Tech and Montreat were the two teams I really got to see, and I was really impressed with. Great week for Indiana Tech. Their only loss was to Montreat. They dominated a lot of their most of their most of the games that they played. One note about them was Savannah Bravo. This Bravo was someone that we had on, did a phenomenal job last year in the opening round in Lawrenceville. And now in her sophomore year, she's won the last 2 WAC pitchers of the week. We know about the arms and the WAC. They can get going. But Bravo, the sophomore, she did really well against Montreat. This Montreat lineup we're going to get into here. I'm kind of chomping at the bit to talk about the Cavaliers, tell y'all the truth about this week. But they hit her well in the first inning. Got 3 runs past her, but then other than that, Bravo did phenomenal working. She started hitting her spots better. She's 8-1 on the year after Montreat handed her their first loss. Yeah.
First off, yeah.
Yeah. Look, they're really good. This team is so fast, so athletic. Man, some of the plays they made in that outfield this week, phenomenal. Molly made a couple of unbelievable diving plays. Bella Brock at shortstop. This is a really very well coached very good fundamentals for Indiana Tech. Look, it's a team that won 40 plus games last year, and I think they're going to be knocking on the door again, competing in the WAC. Which, hey, I'm standing on. The WAC has the WAC might be a top 3 to 5 conference, right? Top three is pushing it, but I would not say it's crazy to say they're the 4th or 5th best conference in NAI softball this year. And beginning of the year, I don't think I would have said that, but look, rankings, they may or may not show that now. They may or may not show that throughout the year, but I do truly think when you look at their top 5 to 6 stack up against just about anybody else's top 5 to 6. Now, their top 1 or 2, look, you got we're going to talk about some matchups with number 1 and number 2 in the conference in a little bit, but I still think there's some really, really good teams that deserve to be in the top 25 in the WAC. But the biggest winner that we had in Space Coast and over the last 2 days, Montreat Cavilers. So they started their trip to the Sunshine State, taking 2 over Trinity Baptist, fine, but man, they beat 3 good teams. Cornell College is a D3. They handled them 9-1, but man, they beat 3 really good teams. Beat Aquinas 2-0, who just beat they just beat Marion. They just beat Marion for the Cavaliers in that game and in their win over Indiana Tech. Victoria, number 17 for them. Oh my goodness. That girl throws hard. That is a hard thrower, hits her spots. Was very impressed by her. I was very impressed by Deanna, a senior for the Cavaliers. The pitching was really good. And you know what they got? They got a closer. They got a true closer. They got a true closer. Kendall. Go Hogs. Go to Hogs, Kendall. Yeah, they got a true closer who came in, pitched 3, 4, 4. I think 4 because they went into extra, and it was hot. Carly, it was hot today, and
like humid or like just
no,
sun beating down.
Humid, both. That just sticky Florida heat. And that's why Kendall came in for a little bit of an extended save, and she did great after Victoria had a real solid outing for the Cavs. And look, I think the front 5 of this lineup, that might be the best 5 in the AAC this year. Look, I'm not saying this team's going to win the AAC. They're already 0-2 in conference play with 2 losses to Truett, 2 close losses to a good Truett McConnell team at that. I think this team is just going to get better as the year goes on. This is a team that, it's too early to say this, but I'm pretty confident in saying this is going to be the most improved team in NAI softball this season, and I don't think it's going to be close. And look, there were hires in the off season we oohed and awed at. Look, and there were some good ones, and then there still are. I mean, Reinhardt, I still think is the best team in this conference. Don't get that wrong. I think Reinhardt is the best team in this conference. I think Reinhardt's going to win the AAC. We looked at MacU with Gasso. That was huge. Maybe when it's all said and done, the best hires, Corbin Weeks from Montreat. His team won, I think, like 3 or 4 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's in 15-3.
Talk about turnaround.
And look, at the beginning, it was like, okay, they're beating up on some bad D2s still. I mean, but now they're going up and competing with teams that are opening round caliber teams that are top 30, 35, 40 teams. They're winning these games on the road, or I guess neutral site, which would be more accurate. But after an extended drive from North Carolina to Jackson to Breenal, they're not 0-2 in conference play. That was an incorrect statement. That was wrong. Shouldn't have said that. That's misinformation because they just played Breenal. Or those games get rained out. I think those games may have got rained out. Let me pull up their schedule because now I'm all. Yeah, those games got rained out. Yeah, those games got rained out. Okay. Anyways, let's get back on track here talking about the Cavs. We haven't talked about the lineup yet. This is a team that's going to solidify the AAC, I think, more than anything. I think it's going to solidify that conference with now a 4th team, really, with Tennessee Wesleyan with the pitching that they have and some pop in their lineup that could do some damage. Watch out for the AAC, man. In the future, with even this year, but I think especially in the future, some really good young coaches in that conference at Reinhardt, at Truett McConnell, and now at Montreat. Really excited to see all those programs continue to grow. But the Bats, and Carly, like I said, the front, the top of this lineup, really, really strong. Shout out Bama, Bama, Bama. Their left fielder, Bama, hit two just like home runs. You didn't even have to be. Like, you could be turned around and just like having a conversation and thwack, and you're like, yeah, that one's gone. She's got some serious power. Real name Haley, but everybody called her Bama. But Haley, number 22 for Montreat. You'll never guess where she's from. You'll never guess where she's from, Carly. Never.
California.
Yeah. Bingo.
Nebraska.
There you go. No, she is from South Alabama. I heard her talking. I'm like, yeah, that's my people right there.
You got that accent?
Yeah, oh yeah. I was like, yep, that's my people right there. But no, she's got a great swing. Kind of Riley Donovan-esque swing.
Okay.
Now again, that's one of the best swings any ice softball seen in the last decade. But she's got some serious power. Michaela Reed had a really good weekend as well. Amaya Hernandez batted 386 RBIs. Reed 562, three triples. I don't know why I skipped over that part. This is a great team. Biggest thing, I think they got to know they're a good team. One, I think they're still figuring that out from watching them play, and I think two, they got to cut out mistakes. They are simply a team that makes too many mistakes, and the mistakes they made, they're too good for. And if they do that and they start playing clean softball, this team's going to win 35, maybe 40 games this year.
I'd love to see it.
Hey, I mean, what a turnaround. Props off to the Cavs. But Carly, we had some other things. I just want to go through a couple of scores. Don't want to go too much into them, but Oklahoma, Panhandle State, and Langston played. I mean, how about 14-3 in 9 innings and 16-11? Not a bats were hot, safe to say, and that one. Take us through what happened in that game real quick, in the game too, because that's one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen.
Yeah. Langston was up 13-2 in the 3rd inning of game 2. And Panhandle scored 12 unanswered runs.
It's insane.
Wow.
That's crazy. That like be real. You're down 13-2. Is it kind of like, all right, we'll get on this game one of a doubleheader?
I'm lollygagging. I'm having fun at that point.
Yeah, I mean
How often do you score 12 unanswered runs?
No, to find two teams. Look, in the Sooner Athletic Conference, we know the deal. We know what's up out there. Two pretty good teams out there, but shout out Oklahoma, Panhandle State, Langston. Very entertaining game. Shout out Du Perez and to get in the 8th. Lord, if that game would have kept going in the extra innings, Jesus. Let's see. IU Southeast beat St. Mary of the Wood 9-8 and 10. That was another crazy fun game up there, and then some no hitters. All right, you see the first bullet point. Let's come back to her. Let's talk about the. Talk about the.
We'll leave the people guessing.
Yeah. Let's talk about the other two.
Okay. I'll start with Ava Hernandez. I've been keeping my eye on her a little bit this year. Freshman for Olu, number 2 behind Cassie Hernandez. She threw a no against Doane with 6 Ks, 2 walks. She's 11-1 on the year with a 1.42 ERA and 66 Ks in 64 innings. And I don't have it pulled up right now, but girl can hit too.
Yes, she can.
She is a dual threat freshman, and she's just fun to watch. I've been keeping my eye on her.
Yeah, there's just something Coach Lynn definitely knows how to get the two-way players. He's got some pretty good ones. Some pretty good over there in West San Antonio. Autumn Hunter for the Southeastern Fire, Sun Conference. We're kicking off conference play. They take on St. Thomas. We'll talk a little bit more about that game later. But midweek, Autumn Hunter, 9 strikeout, 4 walks, no-hitter against Mount Mercy. Look, they can pitch. They can steal. They play phenomenal defense. And if they just figure out how to start pushing runs across, this is once again a team I think can get back to Columbus. It's that simple. It is. It's been that simple. It is that simple. Same with Georgia Gwinnett, who we're going to talk about them a little bit in a few minutes. But Southeastern, this is a and some still got some real good young pieces. They're still just trying to figure it out. I think this is a team that can just learn a little bit more about themselves over the course of the Sun Conference because they're fine in the Sun Conference. There is no doubt in my mind they are either going to win the regular season or be the number two team in this conference. I don't doubt that one bit. But I'm just thinking on a national standpoint for Southeastern, if they start scoring 5, 6, 7 runs a game, this is a team you don't want to see in an opening round. I promise that. But
Yeah.
Carly Fitzer, we had another no hitter, and it is our pitcher of the week.
Yeah.
It's Sophie Williams of USAO, an 18 strikeout no hitter against Peru State. Another phenomenal weekend for her. 23 total strikeouts over 9 innings of work. Second most strikeouts in a game in USAO program history. Think about all the pitchers, great pitchers that they've had there in their history, especially under Coach Wallace. It's her third no hitter. All right. So it was around this time last year, Carly, that I said Annalise Woods is going to be the pitcher of the year. And
Okay.
that turned out okay. Sophie Williams is going to be the 2024 NAI softball pitcher of the year. Go ahead and take it to the bank.
Write that down.
Write it down. And look, Oklahoma City, they could prove me wrong in a heartbeat this weekend. I mean, they like that. Oklahoma City could
Yeah.
say, all right, that's going to be the pitcher of the year. We're going to go do Oklahoma City things. Wouldn't doubt that. And again, we'll talk more about that game. She's on a different level. She is right now on a different level. She's with a coach that's going to use her correctly. She is going to be in big moments throughout the year. She is going to she obviously will be in an opening round, probably in her backyard. I think they're going to get back to Columbus, and I think this team is going to compete for a red banner. And I think Sophie Williams is going to win pitcher of the year, period. Don't get me wrong, we got a long way to go, and there's still a lot of great names to talk about. And if she doesn't win it, am I shocked? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, in my opinion, this is the pitcher that has maybe taken a step to start to separate herself. Because Lord knows we got a lot of great pitchers. I mean, we could just go down the list. We do it every now and then, but y'all know them. But I just truly believe, and when now, this is just seeing on live stream, so a little bit different, but I do believe I do believe that she's on a different level right now, and she has continued it throughout the season against good lineups. So yeah, she's checking all the boxes. She's got a .58 ERA with 101 strikeouts and 60 innings pitched. She's a dog in the circle. I mean, you saw her pitch last year in the World Series, and she's gotten better. If she's added on a little bit more, whether that spin, if she's locating it better. I don't know. Coach Wallace and I need to have an in-depth conversation about what all she's doing and doing better because my word, I've been really impressed.
Yeah.
Am I off on that? Would you, if you were to give a
No.
pitcher of the year, would you go with Sophie too, or would you go, somewhere else?
No, I think I'd ride with Sophie right now.
Yeah, she's rocking, she's rolling. She's pretty good at the softball. To tell you something else pretty good is whenever an NAI team beats a dead gum D1. I'll take that, Carly Fitzer.
Give me that.
How about them Faulkner Eagles? Come on, flying high. The Lady Eagles beat Alabama State. Gracie Pittman 3-run home run gave the Eagles an early 4-2 lead. Erica Mitchell 2 RBI double in the seventh gave them the lead. And then shout out Caitlin Ines, the 6-year senior, 7 innings pitch, no walks, 5 strikeouts. I was like looking at and like I think Caitlin got into college same time I did. So girl, I get class 2019. Heck yeah, let's go. Come on. Ain't many of us left. But she represents. Shout out Caitlin. Hey, shout out Faulkner. Split with Alabama State. That's awesome. I don't care what D1 it is. If an NAI team beats a D1, that's great. That's great for us. Saw it. Oh crap, I can't remember the baseball team that just did it. I don't know, I saw some NAI baseball team just beat a D1, so that's awesome. Love that. We are, yeah, NAI baby, NAI.
Throwing the game.
All right. Let's move on. Let's go to the great state of Georgia, Carly, where
Yeah.
Middle Georgia State, 2 big wins, and for the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies, they got to start swinging the bat, Carly. Or not swinging, but they got to start scoring some runs, like
They
now.
do. Yeah, they scored none against Cumberland's this past series that they had, and they scored one here against Middle Georgia State. Game one, they lost 1-0. They had just 3 hits. I did see 2 errors there in the scoreboard box, and the only run allowed was unearned. Taylor Lane for Georgia State goes 2 for 3. Game-winning run that she scored. Gabby Haas goes 1 for 3. She had the lone RBI double. Beth Edens has a great game, goes 7 innings pitched, only 3 hits and 9 strikeouts.
I tell you, Beth Edens is killing it.
Yeah.
That she's definitely going to compete for a pitcher of the year. In the southern states.
Mm-hmm. And then game two is a little bit similar, except it was scoreless all the way up until the 7th inning. I think they went 9 innings, if I saw correctly. Um, Lindsey Owen for Georgia Gwinnett singled and scored a run. Knights answer back in the bottom of the 7th with a solo shot from Alexis Cosgrove. Remember that name? And then the bottom of the 9th, she drives in another run with a sac fly. They win the game. Madison Riggins goes a distance, 6 hits, 1 earned run, and 8 Ks. And I do still tip my hat to Jarvis. Had similar stat line, 8.1, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 13 Ks.
Yeah, and that one did go 9. I mean, hey, shout out Kaylin Berry. I mean, she pitched very well in game one in the 1-0 loss. Again, it's great pitching. They have a good of a 1-2 as you can ask for in the circle, but like one run over 5 games. Look,
Yeah, the bats they're quiet right now.
now I'll also say this: if you think this is the Gwinnett y'all are going to see in late April, early May, you're crazy. You're trying to sell yourself a dream. That ain't gonna happen. But what we are saying is something's got to be figured out for sure.
I mean, when you think about it, would you rather have this little 5 game slip now or, later in conference when it kind of gets
Well,
down to the end?
they don't play in a conference. They get to play wherever they want. So
Oh,
look,
yeah.
yeah. But I get what you're saying. Yes, but I think at any point in your schedule where you go 4 straight games getting shut out, and then another game where you score one, and it's not like coming in we were like, oh, this Georgia Gwinnett lineup's going to be great. They're going to be offensively driven. It just so it's not like one of those things where like we expect them to get back to scoring 8, 9, and it's like, oh, they're just in a stretch. It was a question coming in, and I don't know, maybe we jinxed them because it was right before that Cumberland's where they. I've been back. I have been on a jinx. Like
I
I've
would
been.
say, who was it we jinxed last week?
Stillman.
Yeah.
We jinxed Stillman. Also, shout out Stillman. They took game one. We need to check that game two real quick. They just took game one over Mobile. So a huge win for them. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah, again, I'm not going to be too worried about a Coach Cat team. One, also not going to be too worried about a team that has the pitching that they have. But it's still like, dang, Grizz, like this was this was like the thing we knew coming into this season. If the Grizzlies added some big bats, they were honestly, if they were averaging 7 runs a game, I'd pick them to win the World Series.
Yeah.
Easy,
With
easy,
those 2 arms,
not
yeah.
easy, but I would definitely be like, this is the team with those arms and with that. But it's like, I don't know. They're not going to hold on that number 3 ranking much longer. That's for sure. But you know, I I think we're a little past the it's early part of this of the season, but it is like, all right, there's some teams slumping. You're going to have early slumps. You're going to have mid to early slumps. That's what they're doing. That's what is happening a little bit to Hope International as well. A little bit different for Hope. They had a huge break in between games. And that's why I think that their bats are a little slow, but we'll talk about them. But yeah, I don't know. Personally, I would rather have great pitching and be like, hey, we'll figure out hitting throughout the season than be like, all right, we can score 9, but we're going to give up 11 every game.
Yeah.
Look, they got the speed, they got the tools. It's crazy how similar Georgia Gwinnett and Southeastern are to me personally. Great pitching, great defense, uh, great speed. Got to score. I mean, there's a few other teams like that, but when I think about teams where like if they could just score, they can get to Columbus and make a run. But we'll see. I think the Grizz will be okay. Carly, how about just an insane doubleheader midweek for the Crossroads League? I mean, this conference just keeps on dropping gems.
Yeah, they do.
Um, let's see. Game one, I listened to a little bit on the way back from Space Coast. By the way, didn't catch his name because like, it was only like the eighth, ninth inning that I watched that game one. Whoever the broadcaster is for Taylor Trojans, my respect. Very good broadcaster. I enjoyed that. Even though it was only for a couple innings, I'm looking forward to the next Taylor Trojans broadcast. But it was Spring Arbor that won game one, 9-7 and 9 innings. Hey, Emily Hamp, 4 for 5, a stolen base, 9 innings in the circle. That's not too shabby at all. That'll play.
Pretty darn good
Uh,
day.
yeah, yes, it is. And she didn't do bad in game two either. But just looking at game one, Lexi Kane, Grace Lentz, Brooke Meeker, and Eliana Walker all had 2 hits. It was Kane and Lentz who had the RBI base knocks in the ninth to get them the 9-7 win. Uh, game two, we got another game of the year candidate. 7-6 wild finish. Taylor takes this one. Spring Arbor scored 4 in the 7th to take a 6-5 lead. So they were down 5-2, score four to make it 6-5. And then Livy Lemon have a game. 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. 2 RBIs came on the home run. The third and the biggest one of the day for her came on the double that scored at Grace Mullins. Pretty good. 3 for 3, 3 RBIs, 2 extra base hits. It'll play. Phenomenal. You would take that, right? But
Any
yeah, good day for Livy. Delaney McCreary scored Livy on a walk-off hit by pitch. That's a perfect way to end a crazy game like that. I do think both these teams are going to be factors in the Crossroads. I feel like Taylor is a team we maybe have not given enough respect to yet, and I think they're going to earn that. I think they got a couple things they need to figure out in the circle, but man, they got some really good bats. They are honestly, they're kind of like Montreat in a way. Not Montreat, Jesus. I don't know. I forgot the team that I wanted to compare them to. Gosh dang it. I'm all over the place today. But Taylor, I think that they have the bats that to go and beat Coastal Georgia. That's what it was.
there it is.
They kind of remind me of Coastal Georgia. A lot of good bats, a lot of young bats. They if their pitching steps up, they're going to win a lot of games this year.
Yeah. Moving on to our next midweek, LSUA and Mobile split a DH. Mobile takes game one, 3-1. I mean, both games, not as offensive heavy as we've just talked about. More of a pitching standpoint, but 2 RBIs from Jill Robinson in game one for Gracie Vanderford. They both go 1 for 2. Emily Butts in the circle throws a complete game, allowed just 3 hits and 1 earned run. So yeah, nothing crazy in that game. LSUA takes game two, 2-1. Mobile actually struck first in the first inning, but they were quieted for the rest of the game. Maddie Baker scored the lone runs for the Generals, had a 2-run bomb to left field. She went 3 for 3 this game with a 2-bagger as well. So another really good stat line. Haley Primrose goes the complete game, just 5 hits, 1 earned run. And she also got it done in the box, going 2 for 3.
Just pulled up the Mobile Stillman. It says it's 10-4 Mobile in the 10th inning. I don't know if that's right. That can't be right.
Are you on
It
NAI
is.
scoreboard?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's off. One time it like flipped the stats for me.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is in the 10th inning over there. I don't know. We'll
They
we'll
could
we'll,
have had
check,
a crazy 10th inning.
we'll worry about that later. Anyway, that's still back to back Southern States. I don't know what Southern States just keeps floating out of my mind, but back to back Southern States series that the Mobile Rams have split.
Mhm.
Assuming it is 10-4 in the 10th. I don't know. Don't blame me. Blame the stats is what it says right now. But if that's way off, if it's like 2-1, if it's like a 2-1 ball game, you're like, what are you talking about? But Stillman did take that one. I guess we can talk a little bit about that real quick. A great win for Stillman, who we mentioned that was 19-0, then 19-1. Sorry about the jinx. Sorry about it. Couldn't help it. I don't know. But today for the Tigers against Mobile. They pick up a top 15 win, 2-1. Lexi McCray, she might be talking about crap. What's her name? Beth for Middle Georgia being Southern State's pitcher of the year. Lexi's certainly going to have that. She was just named their pitcher of the week. Pitched a phenomenal game. Some more phenomenal defense played behind her. Seven. Yeah, what, 7 1/3? Why did I say 7 1/3? It's got to be that must mean seven. It gave her an extra third of an inning, but 7 innings of 1 run ball against that Mobile lineup. And then Lauren Haskins 2 for 3. Haskins could be player of the year potentially for them. Madison Bubble and Carly Davidson had the RBI base knocks in that 2-1 win. Not sure what's going on in game two. If it is 10-4, shout out the Rams. Way to respond after that. Oklahoma City and USAO, we had Sooner Athletic Conference kickoff. They both dominated. We're going to talk about both of them in a little bit. No real surprise there to dominate for USAO against Sagu. Talked about Sophie Williams, what she just did with them. And then for MACU, Oklahoma City took care of business. Let's see, elsewhere midweek, Avila, nice, very nice doubleheader against Hope. Vanguard got after him pretty good, but man, Avila was that close to getting 2 top 10 wins to kick off their California trip. In game one, Penn and Cotton combined for the 1 run performance in the circle. Chelsea Kurtz, I think she was a really underrated player last year. I'm gonna say that. Very underrated player. Won the Golden Spike. I don't think she was represented in All-American list last year. Not too sure about that. But she had All-American type performance against Hope International in game one. 1 for 2, a home run, 2 stolen bases, and a walk. Solid. Solid.
Yep.
And I know obviously you've had home run games. Have you had a home run and 2 stolen base game in your career, Carly?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I started to get the steal sign a little bit, but
Were you a
I mean,
speed demon?
low key.
Low key?
Low key.
Uh
Yeah,
Hey, but
it's
let's
the
look.
legs.
Hey, just looking at the rest of that game one for Avila, Campbell and Bellflower added RBIs. Stephanie Hayes struggled a little bit, but she was our hitter of the week this week. Man, she's been swinging a hot bat. Before that Hope International DH, she was 7 for her last 12 with 3 home runs, 2 doubles, and 11 RBIs. Not too shabby. Hope bounced back, took game two of that. 8-7, man. That's a tough one. That was a tough one for Avila. Shout out Hope. They did well. They took advantage. Um, uh, they took advantage of some plays, of some things happening. Won the game 8-7. Good for Hope. And honestly, for Hope International, good to see their bats get going again. I think, and you know this, as a hitter, you want to get out there about every day, every other day, staying in a rhythm. They took a long break. Bats got a little cold. I think that's a reason they may have stumbled a little bit in at the start of GSAC play. I know one thing, them bats better be hot this weekend because Lord knows who they're playing. Them bats are going to be red hot.
You're gonna need it. Moving on, we talked about it was 1 or 2 episodes ago about Ottawa taking on Friends and the little KCAC clash. They take the sweep, which I kind of thought might happen. Just thinking about how they did have a rougher weekend in Wichita, so I thought a little bounce back might happen.
Yeah.
Bats explode in game one. They win 7-1. Spencer Addison has 2 doubles, gets an RBI. Reagan Hammonds grabs 2 RBIs, goes 1 for 3.
Good name.
Huh?
Good name. Reagan
Good
Hammonds. Yeah, that's cool.
name. She spells it better. No, wait, don't you spell it?
It's the same. It's the same. They might say, yeah, she does spell it right. Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. I thought you had an H in there.
And Reagan? Where?
It's possible. I don't know. REGH.
I get. I was thinking RHE. Right,
Oh,
right. I don't know.
Reagan. Ashlyn Mercer's goes the complete game, allowed just 5 hits, 1 run. Game two, a little bit closer. Friends kind of gets the bats going, but Ottawa takes it 8-6. Friends actually took the lead in the top of the first. They scored 5 runs. Looked like the pitcher got into a little bit of a jam. Couple bases loaded walks, couple singles. They score once again in the third before the Braves come back. Kara Haffenstein goes 3 for 4, 2 RBIs and a stolen base. Rachel Peterson 2 for 3. She scored 2 runs, had an RBI, and Lorelai Gilbert got the win in the circle with just 1.1 innings pitched, but holds them to zeros.
Carly, I'm selling my friend's stock. And it's not because I don't think this team's going to bounce back. It's not because of that. It's not because of that. I think this team can bounce back. I think they will bounce back, and they're going to be a much different team in April. But I think my jinx is so bad right now. The fact that I stood on the table so
It is.
much for them at the beginning of the year is why they're playing bad. So I'm going to sell my stock so Friends can start playing good and be the team that I think that they can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be the stupidest thing I've said on this podcast in its history, but we'll see how it plays out. This weekend, Carly, we have got some phenomenal games. We already talked about Stillman now taking one from Mobile. They'll now try to take one from another top 25 program in William Carey. It will not be easy though. Brooke Tanner has definitely started to enter Player of the Year talk really on a national standpoint with the numbers that she's putting up through 22 games. How about a 430 batting average with 13 RBIs and 21 for 21 on stealing bases? Look, the Southeastern Fire are going to have the most stolen bases in NAI softball, but William Carey is going to give them a run for their money because you just talked about Brooke. Rachel Rodriguez is also 21 for 21 on stealing bases. They have Liz Cross with 11 bags and Alex Davis in double digits as well. But you can't talk about this team, can't talk about this lineup without mentioning DD West batting 424. She has 7 extra base hits with 17 RBI. She has 6 stolen bases as well. But as a team, if you throw one in the dirt, they're probably going, and you
They're
catch a break.
running.
No, they're gone. Yeah, ball in the dirt, smell you. Um, Car Carly Kidder having another solid year. She leads the team with 25 RBIs, and we haven't even talked about the pitching yet for them. They've got two real solid arms, Hornsby and Schroeder for William Carey continue to put up solid numbers. They're gonna have their work cut out for them. Look, we talked a little bit. We talked more about Stillman last episode and already a good bit this episode. So I don't want to go too much more into them, but that's gonna be a real fun one for Thursday. That's gonna be a doubleheader on Thursday. And then Carly, we got another pretty good one on Thursday with Cumberland Phoenix and Campbellsville.
Yeah. Sticking to the speed on the bases kind of theme. Cumberland has Anna Lay. She's 19 of 22 on stolen bases attempt, hitting just a casual 500. Double home run, throw that in the mix. Abby Chappell hitting 410. She's tied for first in their lineup, 15 RBIs. Kenzie Frazee 378. I mean, looking up and down this lineup, they've got 7 people hitting above 300 right now, which is nothing to be upset about. And leading the way in the circle, Caitlin Higgins, 40 innings pitched, 2.25 ERA, 25 strikeouts, only 8 walks. So yeah, solid. What's the word I'm looking for? Lineup, solid lineup. Yeah, took
We
a
need
second.
we need sleep.
Dude, I'm exhausted.
I'm tired, but
Yeah,
we're getting it done for you, the people.
yeah.
Yeah. What you go?
I got Campbellsville real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, they are led by Carolyn Pitcock, the sophomore infielder. She's hitting 396 right now. Another close one, Keely Bowling, senior infielder, 348. And Jesse Daniels right now hitting 315, but leads the team with 20 RBIs right now, only 8 Ks. Then you go down and take a look at their pitching, led by Katie Chadwell, 3.39 ERA, but not far behind her is Ellie Coley. She's got 27 innings behind under her belt. They're on a 2.82 right now.
Hmm. Those are two games to watch on Thursday. On Friday, oh, we got some good ones on Friday. One doubleheader I want to mention before we get into the real heavy hitters of the weekend. I think it's gonna be a really fun pitching matchup. And it is gonna be Roosevelt against Madonna. Talk about Roosevelt a few episodes ago with Kate Sisson and Samantha Norman in the circle. I think they're both better than what their numbers reflect. And Samantha has a 2.18 ERA, and I think that number will stay there, if not go down throughout the year. But look, let me tell y'all something about this Madonna team. I think they're my pick. Where if I'm looking, hey, I can't help they're not ranked in the top 25. I'm gonna take this to my advantage now. I think this team, if I could pick a non-top 25 team to make the World Series, Carly, I'm putting a lot of money on Madonna.
Yeah.
Uh, this just looking at this lineup and what they're doing now, 23 games in the year, 21-2, just wrapped up a phenomenal trip into Arizona. They have three players batting over 300, and then they have three more batting 400 or better. Mackenzie Ming, Jessica Dunkel, and Alicia Gauthier, the three names in that category. And Carly, this pitching staff. Every time I look, I'm like, all right, maybe next week's the week where okay, those numbers are inflated or anything. How about this? Mason Schlout has the highest ERA in that trio at a 1.15. Jane
Oh my
Anderson,
God.
Jane Anderson 0.70, Lacey Harris a 0.89. And they've and look, Mason's ERA is a little bit more. She has thrown 21 more innings than the next pitcher in the innings department, Jane, excuse me, with 40. Good Lord, 165 strikeouts for this pitching staff and 145 combined innings. Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
They're not walking a lot. A couple here or there, but they're averaging at, let me do quick math. That's like a walk like every 3 innings or so, 3, 4 innings. They're averaging giving up a walk. Defensively, this is a really sound team. They're above that 97. If I kind of look, if you're at 97% or higher on there, I consider that defensive unit elite. And I consider that team elite. I talked about it in our top 25 reaction show. I personally felt like that it was a disservice to them. They weren't in the top 25. Not only to them, I think to the rest of that conference, the entire WAC. Concordia getting ranked was good. That was good for them, good for the conference, sure. And I get it. There's other things that go into it. We got a lot that goes into the ratings and all that. But me personally, I don't see how. I think really three WAC teams could have been in the top 25 in the last rating.
Mhm.
I think Madonna, I think Indiana Tech, and then Concordia. This is going to be a really good conference. Just get used to it. Look, I get this isn't a conference that's like gone and done. What the Sooner, the Cascade, whatever. This is a Madonna team that was just in the World Series like 3 years ago
Yeah.
and like made a decent run in Columbus. I don't know, man. I feel pretty confident saying that this team's will be top 25, and then I can't use that. But hey, if I'm like, because there's always one, right? Like there's always y'all last year and Weber 2 years ago. There's going to be a team that's receiving votes or right outside the top 25, something like that, that's going to make it. I'm not. I can almost guarantee I will not be able to use Madonna as that team after this week. So I had to get it out now. Because I do think that I do truly think this is a team. Got to see what happens on with the opening round and matchups. I mean, if they're a 2 seed and they ship them out to, I don't know, whoever's playing the best right then. I mean, who knows?
You know.
Y'all know how it works. But I'm high on them. I like them. I like them a lot.
Excuse me. Moving on to probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. two really good teams. We got Hope International and Jessup. Um, I mean, we know a lot about Hope International. We know who Ali Puente is, 0.95 ERA with gosh darn it, 151 strikeouts. Touched a little bit on the batting, how they were a little bit colder getting started after that 2 week break, but nothing to be worried about. I mean, they got 5 players hitting above 300, couple more chasing 300. And then you look at Jessup. I like their pitching staff. They got their number one in Katie Blankenheim. McFarland, Gotts, and Navarrete all throw about similar inning time. So, I mean, and then you know
Bro,
her name,
bro, hold on, bro.
Sarah Giles.
Bro, hold on. All right, because I haven't checked Jessup's stats in like I don't know, maybe a week, 2 weeks. She's
Are
not
you looking
batting
at him right now?
600. No, I look. I wanted to click on. She's not batting 600, bro. There's no way. She's batting 600. She's 33 for 55 at the plate with 12 walks.
Eight home
Oh
runs,
my God.
29 leads the team with 29 RBIs.
She's 10 for 10 still on bases.
Atta girl.
What's her fielding percentage? Let's see if we can find anything with Sarah. 98.5%. Okay. All right. Yeah. She's good at the softball, Carly.
A little bit, a little bit.
I'll tell you what, she's on Triple Crown watch.
Yeah.
I mean, she is real deal. Let's pull it up real quick. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
Keep going.
just talk about a few of her other teammates. Madison Leffel hitting 449, another incredible number. 25 of 27 on stolen bases.
I know that leads the country. That definitely leads the country. 25 stolen bases got to lead the country.
That's a lot. I might have been close to that maybe in my career. Not in one season for sure. And Caitlin Fanning hitting a 440, 11 RBIs, 1 home run under her belt. I think I'm excited to see what this lineup can do against a really talented Ali Puente.
Yeah, and I tell you, I straight up, I think Jess was going to take both. Because as much as we've talked about the lineup, pitching's been good too. Katie and Bella have done really good. I mean, they're sub 2 ERA pitchers. They're really phenomenal. We'll look later. I ain't pulling up. I ain't dealing with any website right now. On my phone. We'll pull it up, but 600 is definitely leading the country. There's no way somebody's batting over 600 right now. 8 home runs has got to be at the top. I can't off the top of my head. I can't think of anybody else that's hit 8. But there's a lot close with like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So she's not running away with that like a 600 batting average is. 1.867 OPS. Jesus Christ.
1,200 slugging.
And like, I want to say this isn't sustainable, but like 20 games and like, let's not forget the 20. Like we said back in January, this is the hardest non-conference preseason schedule in NAIA softball. Period. Point blank. It has stood true. A lot of their games have held water, have held on to who they are, who they played. And she's put up these numbers. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. And a very, very, very good, very good interview as well. If y'all haven't checked out that one with her and Coach Bree, definitely go and check that one out. All right, let's go down to my neck of the woods again. Alluded to it earlier. We start off conference play in the Sun Conference. So, got to mention a matchup. It's pretty simple. St. Thomas, y'all for real this year? Are you for real this year? Are the St. Thomas is that 17-1 record valid, or is this the weekend that the Southeastern Fire remind everybody the Sun Conference is in Lakeland and Brunswick, obviously Brunswick, Georgia. Good to see Coastal Georgia. They're back. They had a little bit of a break. Good to see the Mariners back. We'll be talking about them in a very soon future episode, I'm sure. But St. Thomas, Anna Toon batting over 400. Bianca batting 467. Natalie, 388. Maya, 380. Gabby's batting 320. Destiny's batting 306. So you can swing the bat. Got two good pitchers, just like Southeastern. I think it's going to be a really good matchup. I think a split. I don't know how both teams will feel about a split, to tell you the truth. I think if they split, I think Southeastern is still kind of like, okay, it's a good win, but it's like we're supposed to take two from St. Thomas, and for St. Thomas, I think they'll come around like, all right, yeah, we're here, they're here. I think that's what's going to happen. Although I do just have something in the back of my mind, and I don't know what it is about Southeastern, but gosh, I just can't. It may just be the 2022 NAIA Softball World Series just so badly branded into my brain. After saying Weber would beat them in Columbus and the walk-off home run, still vividly remember Haley Harrell doing that. But honestly, like real talk, this is a lineup that's got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven batters batting over 300. They small ball you to death. Y'all know about the stolen base. Let's see what the 85 for 89 on stealing bases, this team. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Riley Sanders.
Ah,
Yeah. Riley Sanders, 22 for 22. Ella Brooks, 20 for 22. Chapel Cunningham, 18 for 19. Chapel's having a phenomenal year, by the way. Swinging the bat really well. Good glove. 18 stolen bases. Great stuff. Haley Brooks, 11 for 11. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. And pitching wise, for them, they've kind of had a new name starting to come out of the bullpen. And she's a player. So she's a playa, Eden Playa. I don't know if that's exactly how it's pronounced, but Eden has had a really good freshman year for the Fire. She's got a 1.07 ERA, and 52 and a third innings pitched. Um, we'll see. We'll see with Southeastern, but I'm telling y'all, and I get it's the Sun Conference banner. I get it. I just believe in this team will figure it out eventually. I believe this team's going to start
no.
scoring runs consistently. And it's almost like when they do score, maybe their pitchers have a bad day, and it's like just finding that balance. They small ball you to death. I'll tell you this. It's something that I've come to really appreciate this year is the art of small ball. I think that's the thing. Like this year, that like I've been watching, I'm like, runner on third and one out. Yeah, lay down that bunt. I don't care. Look, lay down that bunt. Lay down that bunt. We're gonna safety squeeze this thing. I think it's gonna be really fun one. I can't wait to kind of keep up with that one. I got some other stuff with Southeastern. I got on the docket this weekend. I'm gonna be doing some doing the play-by-play broadcast for number one Southeastern against number four Weber baseball. Mm, mm. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a lot of fun to be on the call for. But y'all best believe my little phone right there. I don't care if it's number one against number two, which by the way in the boat chip it would be number one versus number two. But that's fine. You best believe whatever any big time NAI softball game's going on here, yeah, we're just gonna prop that up right there, and we're gonna that phone's gonna be on. I don't care who it is. And the folks listening will never know. They'll never know. We have another great in-state rivalry though in Carly. It's a two teams you know pretty well. And it is a rematch of the NAI Softball World Series final last year, Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had this one on our calendars since we started the preseason stuff, like the conference little dive-ins, whatever we called it. Any
Whatever it
all,
was.
yeah. Yeah, Oregon Tech and Southern Oregon. Oregon Tech right now, they're highlighted by Kayla Mick. We all know her name. She's hitting 500, leads the team with RBIs with 26. Not far behind her, Lexi Klum, 466 with 23 RBIs. And just looking up and down their lineup, I mean, they got like a handful or more of girls hitting above 300. Excuse me. Pitching highlighted by Casey Schmidt. She's got 61 innings under her belt, has a 1.84 ERA. Um, just I mean, 12-6 right now, but a stacked team
Yeah. Look, this
through and through.
they're fine.
Yeah,
Southern Oregon both. I don't. They ain't worried about how they started. I guarantee it. They're a okay.
they know who they are.
Yeah, they're fine.
Just look at their red banners and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But
Um, oops.
yeah, yeah, Southern Oregon. I tell you, this team. I just get a vibe from them. They just they know the path. They know how to do it. They're so in tune right now. They're just
Yeah.
chilling. They're just
Um, can you pull up their stats? Mine is being funky. Oh, yeah. And looking at Southern Oregon's lineup, I mean, highlighted by Piper Love right now. She's hitting 463, has 17 RBIs. Couple other big names: Sarah Curling, Jordan Henderson. Um, they got some good bats cooking in their lineup. Looking at their pitching, I think they're the one with the most innings under their belt right now. Katie Machado has a 1.33 ERA. Um, Not too far behind her, Maisie Menifee.
amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
um, 34.1 innings pitched, 2.24 ERA. I mean,
I
this
like
this
this staff.
game I am
I really like this staff.
very excited for.
Um, they have an ace. I don't think there's any doubt. Katie Machado's that the ace of that staff. She has earned that right. She's earned that title in her time in Ashland. And after that, I think they got four pitchers.
Mhm.
One, the pitchers can hit for one, which is which is great. Oh, it's a plus. But I think also they got some matchup nightmares. I think this is just a team that's just savvy. They're a savvy program. They don't get bought into any media hype. They don't. I you know would I like them to on our end? Yeah, sure, a little bit more, but that's whatever. But it's just a team that's got their head down. They got their head down. They're working. Um, and I think after winning three championships in 4 years, I think they realize, yeah, you can get absolutely blown out in the regular season by Oregon Tech. That's what happened last year. Like Oregon Tech went 4-0 against them.
Yeah.
I think this series, I think it's the
And
most
they
interesting
won
series.
their conference, right?
Yeah, well, they went 3-0. The Oregon Tech went 3-0 against them in the regular season, then beat them in the conference tournament. And then in Columbus, I mean, nobody was beating. All-star team wasn't beating Southern Oregon. So
Yeah.
they have figured out that clutch gene. They have figured out that click. Now there's no guarantees in any sport, especially something like softball. But I don't know, man. I mean, this just feels like a team we're going to be looking up. It's going to be the last weekend in it's going to be the last weekend of May, and it's like, oh yeah, yep. Southern Oregon's in the semifinals again, and they're about to do it again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked by that. Also wouldn't be surprised if Oregon Tech's right there again, and I wouldn't be surprised if the two teams we're about to talk about right now are going to be there. Oklahoma City and USAO matchup rankings wise. This is the premier matchup if you want to look rankings wise. I do think Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon is I think that's the most interesting series in NAI softball.
Mhm.
Maybe this year just because of like how last year went. But anyways, anytime it's Oklahoma City and USAO, it's going to be another chapter in their storied rivalry. I got to start off with Emerson Heron right now, though. Girl, that 104 ERA, batting 450 is illegal in 12, maybe 13 states in this country. Not in Oklahoma. Emerson is doing phenomenal. She had a huge weekend against MacU where she shut them out and then hit three home runs. What the heck? She's got 21 RBIs, batting 450. Bailey Lux continues to have just an insane year. 530 with six home runs and 31 RBIs. I mean, she's right up there. I mean, we talk about Sarah Giles. I mean, Bailey, those numbers aren't far off of Sarah Giles at all. I mean, that's three more RBIs and just two less home runs and
Yeah.
70 points off the batting average. So Bailey looks through 20 games is someone that's like, hey, that's a triple crown candidate. They've got two more. Tara and Raleigh are both batting over 400 along with Alana Ashford. Cameron Garvey. Remember a couple weeks ago when I told you Cam Garvey's going to that batting average is going to keep going up when it was sitting around 313? Well, now it's at 379. Maybe I'm not the worst jinx ever. Also, remember when Tiffany Paul was batting under 200? Tell y'all that wasn't going to stick around. She's now batting right at 244 with four home runs and 17 RBIs. Look, this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal series. Looking at USAO, their lineup. When did Mackenzie Ruth start hitting home runs? She's got two home runs, 15 RBIs, 21 stolen bases, batting 478. Not bad, not bad. For their speedy center center fielder.
There we go.
Jesus. Leanne Eaton has been great behind the plate for them as well. She's had four leave the yard, 18 RBIs, just like Jaden Gauscher. Gauscher does have two more home runs, but Masher with 18 RBIs. Malia Malaya McMurdy, the sophomore, is having a really good year as well, batting 361 for them. And then, of course, Sierra Selfridge out there batting 391. Uh, what do you think Sophie Williams' batting average is? Thought about her pitching. What do you think she's batting right now?
Um, I'm gonna say 393.
That's that's not bad. That's a good guess. 356, 10 RBIs. Um, yeah, this is great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so much fun. I think I think USAO will take two. I think
They're really hot right now.
it's a three-game set. Yes, yeah, it's a three-game, right? Yes, it's a three-game
Yeah.
set. Yeah, it has to be. Um, I gotta double check it. I think Oklahoma City will win one. I do think the game Sophie pitches is going to be crazy. Whether if it's Shelby Cornelson with her 1.35 ERA or if it's Emerson with her 1.04 ERA. Pick your poison. But yeah, this is gonna be great. This is just I'm honestly just tired of talking about or looking at the three games we just talked about. Like, give them to me now. I don't care. It's Wednesday. Give them to me now. I want them. I want them right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
It
it being Saturday.
Yeah. All right. It is three game. It is three games. All right. Just making sure. Really excited for JJ Anderson. In this one for USAO. Freshman. First time in this rivalry. Looking at I'm sure they'll she's prepared, all that gonna be fine, but still, this is this one in Southern Oregon, Oregon Tech are the premier rivalries in NAI softball. They are. Um, Jaden's done great this year. Abby Gregory's been phenomenal as well. No Sophie Williams and Abby, they've been there, they've done this. It'll be JJ's first time in it. So we'll see. That is assuming there isn't like maybe Sophie game one, Abby game two, and then have Sophie pitch again. Don't think that's the route that Coach Wallace will go, but hey, you never know.
Never know.
All right. By the way, those games are gonna be under the lights. There's gonna be some night games out in
Oh,
Oakland.
I love a good night game.
Love a good night game. It also means I'll be able to
Fire me
watch.
up.
I'll be way out of the booth by then. I'll definitely be able to hop on there. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Final one.
Last one. Yeah, last one, I believe.
Jessup and Vanguard got a doubleheader on Saturday. I already touched up on Jessup. You all know what you need to know there.
Pretty
Um,
good.
but highlighting the pitching staff for Vanguard as a whole staff right now, they got a 1.85 ERA. They're led by Brianna Williams with a 1.19 ERA. Not far behind her, Vanessa Robles, only 34 innings under her belt, but throwing a 1.02. I mean, a pitching staff with a 1.85 is dangerous.
Yeah.
It is.
This is a really good team.
Yeah.
Vanguard's gonna make some stuff shake in the GSAC. I talked with Coach Charlie from Avila earlier today. He's really impressed by them. Said Williams mixes pitches and hits her spots really well. Has some good stuff. Great spin. So yeah, they're legit. I just don't get how that team finished under 500 last year. Like it just made no sense how they kind of like struggled and then like it got postseason time. It's like, oh yeah, we're a good softball team. Win the
Yeah.
GSAC, beat
Remember us?
beat Southern Oregon in the opening round, and they've carried that momentum very well into this year.
Yeah. And looking at their offense now, I mean, Cameron Walker leads the team with 424 average,
Mhm.
12 RBIs. Amara Farley hitting 354. Noni Chavez 328. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, they got a handful of girls, just like any other team hitting above 300. And we saw what that offense could do against Avila.
Yes. Um, daylight savings time's kind of whipping my rear end right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Really,
Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe that's why. A little.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it being light out when I drive home
I
from
do
work.
like that. No, that is true. That is valid. That is
Yeah.
valid. All right. Anything else?
No,
It's
got
great. We
some
got a great weekend
really
of
good
softball.
games. Yeah.
Great weekend of softball ahead. Continue to subscribe to the YouTube. Appreciate y'all. We're growing that. We're trying to get on up. Grow grow the YouTube. Grow the podcast. Rate us 5 stars, please. If y'all don't mind on iPodcast and Spotify. And enjoy the weekend. Got a great weekend of NAI softball. You have a good one.